Did you know that it's possible to get reimbursed for things other than just the damage to your vehicle after a car accident? Hi folks, my name's Kevin Jones. I'm a personal injury lawyer in Missouri, and today we are doing the 5th video in a 5-part video series that walks you through the steps that you can take to get fair value for any damage to your property after a car accident. Be sure to watch until the end of this video because we are going to cover some tips to help you get additional compensation for some things that you may not have even thought about. Now, if you got your repairs paid for or there's a fair settlement offer on your vehicle that's been totaled out, you might be thinking that's the end of the story and it's time to move on. But if you did that, you might be leaving money on the table. And the goal here is to make sure that you get fully reimbursed for all of your losses and expenses, especially for an accident you didn't cause. So the next step is to make sure you don't leave money on the table by overlooking or forgetting about some of the losses that you are entitled to be reimbursed for. So here are a few categories of damages or types of losses that you don't want to forget about when you're settling your property damage claim. The first is loss of use. These are damages for being deprived of the opportunity to use your property while it was being repaired or replaced. Now, if you got a rental car, you probably don't have any loss of use damages, but if you didn't get a rental car, you can use an estimate of what the rental car cost would have been as an estimate for what you should be reimbursed as your loss of use damages. The next category of damages that you don't want to overlook is your lost wages or profits. If you lost money as a result of not having your vehicle, then you can be reimbursed for those lost wages or those lost profits. So if you didn't get to work on time or couldn't go to work because you didn't have a car to get you there and couldn't find a ride, you could claim lost wages for those days or hours that you missed work, even if you used vacation or sick time to cover those hours. If you have your own business or side hustle, say you're an Uber driver or you do deliveries with your car, you can make a claim for lost profits for the time period that you didn't have a car to help you earn money. In either case, the documentation is going to be important because the insurance company's not going to take your word for it. If you missed work, you're probably going to have to provide some form of documentation, such as a time off request or a schedule that showed that you were scheduled to work but did not, emails, text messages to your boss or supervisor saying that you had to miss work because you didn't have a car to get you there, those kinds of things. If you're running your own business, you're going to be looking for any type of documentation that's going to show your earnings history, how much you were making per week or per month, so that we can estimate what you were making and what you would have made had you had the car available to you at that point. So remember, documentation is important, and it's important to collect that documentation and make sure you hold on to it when it comes time to make a claim for lost wages or profits. We also have personal property damage that you're entitled to be reimbursed for. So in addition to the damage to your vehicle, you are entitled to be reimbursed for any damage to your personal property that was inside the vehicle at the time of the accident and that got destroyed or damaged as a result of the accident. That's another claim that you should be aware of. If you had personal property inside the vehicle that got damaged, you're going to need to document the damage to those items. You're going to want to take pictures of the damaged items, preferably at the scene, to show that they were damaged at the scene of the accident. Then you're going to need to get estimates of how much it's going to cost to repair or replace those items. And oftentimes you can go get an estimate from a repair shop, or you can just go online and look up how much it would cost to replace those items. Or if you have receipts from your purchases, that's the type of documentation that you are going to need in order to submit a claim to get reimbursed for those personal property damages. And we're talking about anything here, like phones, if you had fishing equipment in the back of your car, if you had tools that got destroyed, all of those things are things that you can submit a claim for and get reimbursed if they got damaged as a result of the accident. Another type of claim to be aware of that you can include in a property damage claim is a diminished value claim. That can be a really big claim if your vehicle had a very high market value and didn't have a prior accident history. The diminished value of your vehicle is the difference between the fair market value of your vehicle immediately before the accident and then how much your vehicle is worth after being fully repaired from the accident. The idea is that the two vehicles that are exactly alike except for one had been in an accident are not going to have the same value. The one that had been in an accident is going to be less desirable in the market because of its accident history. People are not going to pay as much for it. The decrease in value from fair market value due to the accident being on the vehicle's history is the diminished value. Now, you're probably only going to get the diminished value of your vehicle if you go through the at-fault parties insurance company, because Missouri does not require insurance companies to make that part of the coverage that they provide to their insureds. Some insurance companies or insurance policies will have that, but they often require you to pay a little extra for it. Most insurance policies that I've seen do not have it, but you can get it from the at-fault parties insurance company. So that's an important one to be aware of. Now, how do you determine what the diminished value of your vehicle is? The best way to do that is to use an expert who can conduct a market valuation and appraisal report on the lost value of your vehicle. This is important to do because the insurance company needs documentation to support your claim. Again, they're not going to take anyone's word for it. They need documentation to justify paying the claim. Now, we work with experts who have gotten fantastic results in diminished value claims. In one recent case, an insurance company was only offering a couple $1,000s for a car that had serious structural damage to it, a new truck actually, and then they were only offering a couple $1,000s for the diminished value for a truck that had damage to the frame. And our expert was able to get the insurance company to increase its offer over $11,000 just for the diminished value of the vehicle, not including the repair costs or anything like that. But hiring an expert to do the appraisal and do the valuation report costs money, and usually in the range of $300 to $600. So it only makes sense to pursue a diminished value claim if your car has lost more than what it's going to cost to do a diminished value report. So you have to do a little bit of rough math to figure out if it's worth spending the money to make a claim like that. Okay, so the last claim that I want to talk to you about to make sure that you don't leave money on the table is a bodily injury claim. Now, you'll have a bodily injury claim if you were physically injured in the car accident and you received medical treatment for those injuries. In that situation, you're entitled to be reimbursed not only for your medical expenses, but also for the pain and suffering and the adverse impact on your life that this accident caused you to experience. And in that situation, you'll want to submit a bodily injury claim to the insurance company, and that will be a claim that gets handled completely separate from your from your property damage claim. There'll be a separate insurance adjuster assigned to it, and there's a separate process and way to handle that type of claim. If you were injured, I'd recommend that you talk to an attorney about your injuries in a car accident, because attorneys can add a lot of value to those kinds of claims. We handle car accident injuries every day, so if you or a loved one was involved in a car accident and were injured, give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email, or send a message through my website below. I'll be happy to talk to you for no charge and go over your options with you and make sure you understand the legal process. Okay, I hope these tips help you get a fair settlement of your property damage claim. If you have any questions about anything I said in this video, or have any questions about anything I didn't cover in this video, leave a comment below and I'll be sure to answer. Or you can reach out to my law firm at 816-542-6161. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day.